Morning guys, Ian here. Hi, welcome to another day and another video on my channel. It's a really lovely day here in South Wales, UK, and I'm out on my morning ramble with my noisy dog. And this place that I normally come to, which is normally quiet, you don't see a soul. It's really busy this morning. There seems to be people all over the place. Well, there are two other people here other than me, but that seems busy because normally there's nobody here at all. It's a bank holiday here in the UK, so it's bringing people out, I guess. Now today I determined that because it's a bank holiday and because anywhere that is near the coast or public park or anywhere that's going to be a nice place to go, it's going to be absolutely heaving with people. So I decided I would have a real quiet day today, just around the house, do a few jobs, and probably take you with me through my day. Just a minute, please. Lily! Thank you. That's better. Look at that. You can see the hole. Forgot my plugs today. One of the things that I've been thinking about over the last couple of days is the Kabbalistic tree of life and how it actually applies within my life, in the microcosm, in the below, in the very below, because I really mean in my body, in my personality, in my life experience. And once you start studying the tree of life and seeing its connection with absolutely everything, the more I study the tree of life, the more I see that its pattern is everywhere. And yesterday, to give you an example, I ended up being really annoyed and frustrated yesterday. And you know, that kind of chewing, kind of building anger that you sometimes get inside. And I thought, this is Gevura in action here, because what had happened, I'd invested a lot of time in something, okay? I won't mention what it is, it's not relevant really, but at the last minute, the effort that I'd made was treated as if it really was nothing, and what I had planned to happen didn't happen. People just backed out. And I thought to myself, right, that's it. Shan't be doing that again. Waste of time. You know, on to the next, which is an aspect of Gevura, isn't it? The breaking down, the getting rid of that which doesn't serve, the sweeping across the landscape, burning up everything in its path, everything that isn't of service. And I spent a few hours kind of smouldering, as you do. And then after a while I thought, well, are you going to sit like this now? Are you going to be like this all day, or are you going to try and do something about it? So then I thought, well, what might have happened? Why might this situation have arisen? And what am I telling myself about this situation and circumstance? And of course, what I told myself was, oh, they don't value the time I've put into this, or they think it's quite okay to let me down at the last minute. And I thought, you know, what other things might have led to this circumstance? As I thought those things through, I thought, it's okay, it's just the one time, so what? Yeah, it was a bit of effort put into it, so what? It's okay. And I decided that I wasn't going to be angry, and I was going to forgive these people, and that, of course, is the action of Hesed, isn't it? That is the benefic aspect of great Jupiter, that gives, that doesn't hold grudges, that is magnanimous, as opposed to the fiery energy of Mars Gevura, which wanted to blow them all up. Anyway, and I saw too that the movement from the place of Gevura to the place of Hesed was along the 19th path, which runs between them. And the balancing of those two forces, in my experience, was as I journeyed along the path from Gevura to Hesed. And then I thought, well, I wonder how many other examples there are of my function in mirroring the Sephira of the Tree of Life. So I'm going to start looking for that now, because they'll be there. They will absolutely be there. Okay, well, I'm going to get up and move now, because those two people seem to be wanting to be where I'm at. And I don't want them in my video. It's my video. Anyway, catch you later, guys. Bye. Well, I'm back from my wanderings now, and I've just chopped up a little bit of sweet potato and radish for roasting for my lunch. I'll probably have it with some rice and some cheese. Me being a vegetarian and all that. Can't you tell by how thin I look? Just joking. I know I've got cheeks like a hamster. Oh, and there's this I wanted to show you as well. Come with me. Look at these. Sorry for the shaky video. Now this is Queen of the Night. Looks like an alien, doesn't it? These flowers will open and they'll be absolutely enormous, and the smell will be out of this world. Epiphyllum grandiflora, I think. I'll check and put an update on the in the notes if I've got that wrong. Yep, looking forward to that. Called Queen of the Night because these blooms flower for one night only. They open around about 11 or 12 at night when it's dark, and by the morning they're just a wilted mess. But that one night, wow, I'll show you when they do actually open. There was just another two plants I wanted to show you whilst I was rummaging around watering things. This one is I think it's a Stapelia or Stapelia, and these flowers, okay, when these open, they're really dark purple and very furry. They look like spiders, and they stink like rotten flesh. They look amazing, but they have to go outside because I can't bear the thought of it. Now this, I don't know what chance I'm going to have with these. Guess what these are? These are California white sage seedlings, Salvia apiana. Now I think I've got, well, less than zero chance of getting these to grow to any size, because I don't think the climate's going to allow it. But well, let's see how we do. And yeah, I'll give you an update when I know how things go. Right, back in a bit. Hi, well, lunch is prepared and cooking. I'm now just going to go out and get some sage for my sage tea. So come on for a walk. Shoes on, because the ground is very wet. And we go into my little sage plant, which is just there. Show you now. There it is. A few little tender tips. You don't need much. Just about thank you, sage plant. Oops. Just about that much. That's all you need. And now for a little piece of lavender. Just a tiny bit. Thank you, lavender plant. That's all we need of that. Right, let's go make some tea. And here we go. Water just off the boil onto my sage leaves and lavender. And then just give it a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and you've got a lovely cup of sage and lavender tea. If you haven't tried it, I'd recommend it. It's wonderful. Give it a go. And now I'm going to light some incense kiffy, which I made a little while ago. And this is Egyptian temple incense, and it's made of about 22 different ingredients, which are put together over, I think, about 14 days. And 4 of those ingredients are wet ingredients, which are wine, honey, figs and raisins. And it is the most amazing smell. Sweet, smoky, earthy, kind of musky. It was such a great experience making it, following a recipe that's, you know, at least 2,000 years old. Yeah, it was magical. So I got a little bit to last me a while. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, before I do, you can see I live in a very old house. It's, well, very old, it's about 120 years old. It's very dark in the middle room because the windows are so small. These houses were built for the mining community when the coal mines first came to Newbridge in, I think, about 1899 or 1900, something like that. So yeah, some of the rooms are reasonably light, but some of them are very dark. Like, look at that corner there. Never see sun in this room. Right, let's get on with lighting the incense. So I lit my coal and placed it in the incense holder. I'm going to put some kiffy on now, and as I do this, I've squished it up with my fingers and just made my little thoughts of thank you. Today to the Divine Feminine, to Binar, to Mother Isis, to Durga, Kuan Yin, just to name a few, the mother aspects of God. And in a few moments, we'll have some incense smoke. There you go. And for me, the burning of incense, especially when I've made it myself, and you know, when I've held it in my fingers and put my intentions into it, when I've infused it with my thoughts of appreciation and gratefulness, then I see the smoke going up as thanks. Thank you for my life and for all that's in it. And now, as the smoke carries giving thanks, I'm going to get on with a few other things in my day. So catch you in a bit. And I couldn't go by without showing you these. Have you ever seen 2 such scruffy Bedlington Terriers in all your life? But we had a good run this morning in all the muck and the dirt and the leaves and the fox poo, which I've gotten off now before I've let them sit on my cushions. But yeah, they're going to be quiet for a little while, which will let me get on with a few things uninterrupted. So let's get going. Well, it's eating time. Curious combination, I know. Sweet potatoes, radish, cheese, rice. But it's nice. And got my glass of mojito. Well, it is bank holiday after all. Lovely. And that's nice. And for after this, I've got bananas and coconut yogurt. Yay! I know how to live. I so do. And here it is. my banana and coconut yogurt, which is absolutely scrummy and amazing. No, you can't have any. It's all mine. Mine, mine, mine. Guys, look at this. I said earlier that I'd come back and show you this flower when it opened. Well, I wasn't expecting it to open quite as quickly as this. Look, it absolutely stinks and is covered with flies who think it's rotten meat. So, this has got to go out pretty quick because it's going to stink the house out otherwise. Yeah, one of nature's marvels, but not one to have in your house. And now it's time to do a couple of hours writing. I've been writing this book for about 2.5 years, and then I got to a point after 10 chapters where I kind of just walked away from it. And then one of my YouTube subscriptions, a lovely lady called Andalara of Earth, really re-enthused me by writing and publishing her own book. So yeah, if you haven't checked out her channel, give it a look, because she's a lovely lady and is full of interesting spiritual stuff. Right, so I'm going to go over there because my writing setup is in my bedroom, and I'm over there, yeah, and I'm going to crack on. Hi guys, I'm back out again for my second walk of the day, and yeah, back at the turbines. Finished my writing for today, well, my formal writing for today, because sometimes I find I tend to go back to it in the evenings. I finished a chapter and I did a little bit with the next chapter, and I run it through the formatter to see where I was at in terms of chapters and words and pages, and it's already 400 pages. And I'm not even halfway through yet, so it's going to be a meaty book when it's finished. And not long after I left you this morning, I ended up bumping into a mate as I walked around, and we were talking about books, and he started writing as well. And I stopped about a year ago, perhaps a bit longer than a year ago, and I realise now why I stopped. It's just my book, in terms of what it's about. There are so many things that a year and a half ago I didn't know, and they are things that are relevant to my book and that I want to weave into the story and into the characters. So everything for a purpose, eh? Yes, I've lost a year and a half of time, but in that time I gained a lot of information and knowledge that will enrich the pages. So yeah, I'm happy with that, and this time I'm going to finish. So I'm going to do a little bit of wandering around now, and then I'm going to head back home. And it's been a really nice day so far, really chilled and calm. I've turned down the opportunities to go out and do stuff because today I just wanted to be a quiet day, so that's what it is. Right, to catch you in a bit. Bye. Well, I'm back home again from my walk, and as you can see, time to top up with tea. This time it's mint tea, and it's really lovely. It's funny, isn't it, how hot tea can be quite cooling when it's a warm, sunny day. And now it's my reading and study time I set aside to pump my neurons and expand my mind. And what I'm reading today is a book called The Shining Paths by Dolores Ashcroft-Nowicki. You can see at the bottom. A lady who I've met at a workshop, very lovely, very spiritual lady. And this book, I started my videos this morning and I mentioned, didn't I, the paths between the Sephira on the Tree of Life. And this book is a guided path working between each and all of the paths between the Sephira and all of the Tree of Life. It's an amazing book, highly recommend it. And in walking the pathways, you experience the power of the Sephira and the lessons that they have to teach. So wonderful practice, not to be taken lightly, not to be done, I guess, without some background and some sense of knowing what you're doing. So that's my reading. And my study, the letters of the Hebrew alphabet. I don't know if you can see those because the light's pretty high, pretty glaring. But the reason that I study these is because they're fundamental to so many things in the Western mysteries, and the correspondences, and they are allocated to the paths on the Tree of Life, to the tarot cards, form a very integral part of Kabbalah, because in Kabbalah and in many of the mystery traditions, the Hebrew letters are not just letters. They are beings that the divine used to bring creation into existence. You can think of them as craftsmen of the divine, if you like, each letter having a distinct function in the process of creation. So, a lot to study. And I'll probably do some videos on the Hebrew letters, at least my understanding of them, because as I was walking earlier on, I thought, oh, there's things I want to say about angels and the orders of angels and things that I've learned that I want to share about that. And then there's things I want to share about elementals, elemental beings, their functions, what they are. So many things I want to chat to you about on my channel, out of excitement of the things that I'm discovering, as I say, rather than assuming that I can teach anybody anything. So, right, well, time to get a bit of reading done and a bit of study. So I'll see you guys in a bit, as we say in Wales. Ta-ra! Well, I had a great time of reading and study, and now I'm going to go in here. I'm not going to take you in here, but I'm just showing you where I'm going. This is my temple, or in there is my temple, and it's my meditation time now, so I'm going to be going in there and doing some active meditation on a seed sentence, which is part of my study and my spiritual journey. So I'm looking forward to my meditation time as I do every day. Well, that's a lie. Sometimes I don't look forward to it, but I do it because, as I said to you in another video, building up a meditation discipline is very important. In fact, it's crucial for spiritual development. So, yes, I'll be back in a little while. Hi guys, it's me, the end of my day. And as you can see, I didn't stick to my decision that I wasn't going to go out, that I was going to stay home and have a quiet day. I did have an invite to go out for a drink with a couple of mates, and so I did. Soft drinks though, because we don't drink and drive, do we? And now I'm heading home. So it's been a very nice, relaxing day, a bank holiday in the United Kingdom. Well, I'm not sure if it's a bank holiday in Scotland and Ireland, but it is in England and Wales. And my thoughts now as I sign off, that I will leave you with, is to do with a book that I read before I left, called The Magical Use of Thought Forms by Dolores Ashcroft-Nowicki and Gareth Knight. And there's a chapter in this book that has been kind of playing in the back of my mind, even whilst I've been out and chatting with friends. And it was to do with our perception of reality. And I've talked a bit on previous videos about how our thinking about the world and ourselves creates our reality. But this was to do with physical reality and how we think that reality is outside of ourselves. Kind of that we're in our bodies looking out onto reality. But scientifically speaking, reality is actually inside of ourselves, because what we consider to be our external environment is only the interpretation by our senses of things like light photons bouncing off the surface of things that give them shape and colour, and sounds are you know, air vibrations which are interpreted by our ear mechanism and become sounds. So really, whatever is out there, in whatever its real form is, we are just interpreting that and creating our version of reality inside our heads. So, and then it made me think, when I sleep and my senses are all switched off and my vision is turned off, my hearing is turned down, my sense of touch is turned off, my muscles go into a sleep state, where is my reality then? And it's certainly not out there, is it? My reality then shifts purely inward into my internal world. So to me, that was just a confirmation that reality is not out there, it's in here. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. So I'm going to have my final cup of tea of the day. I'm going to crawl into bed and I'm going to have a nice sleep. So thank you for being with me today, and I'll see you guys soon. Night night.